On the 12th day of Christmas, enjoy your wine and food. Be mindful of your dog's mood. Hello everybody and welcome to this special live edition of Born From Pet Care's 12 Days of Christmas. Yes, I know it is Friday the 13th and it is not the 12th. But yesterday I was so done in. Thea was like on the ceiling with crazy kind of Christmas madness going on in her head. She didn't go to bed till late and I just like sat and stared into space for an hour, and then by the time I kind of came round and realised it was like way too late, so I thought I'd do it tonight. Now I know most people probably aren't going to be sat watching this on a Friday night because unlike me they probably have a life where they go out and have fun and enjoy the festivities of Christmas coming up, but here I am, and yes, I am dressed like an elf. I look like a twat tonight. It's all very sexy. It is like the least sexy elf costume you've ever seen. It's literally just a sack, but I do have some very sexy socks that go with it as well. So you are very lucky people tonight. A jingle, yes, I have the tinsel. It's all very Christmassy here. So day 12/13. We are talking about being mindful of your dog at Christmas. Now, Christmas is an absolutely mental time. Doesn't matter who you are, even if you don't particularly sort of celebrate Christmas much, it's all around you. You can't really miss it, and it's absolutely bonkers. Everything's bonkers. It's the reason why Thea is as crazy as she is being, and you know, routine goes out of the window, your routine goes out the window, everybody's routine goes out, everybody's eating more, there's more food lying around. Basically, it's just like a whole pit of madness. And for some dogs, it can be quite a stressful time because the routine goes out the window and because they don't really know what's going on. Some dogs are pretty laid back about the whole thing and they may not mind all the madness, or, you know, if you've got a small family, it might be that your house isn't quite as manic. But for me, I come from a big family, and we kind of all sort of meet at my dad's on Christmas Day, and at any one time there can be like 15 people in the house, in like a 3-bedroom terraced house. So as you can imagine, it's jam-packed. Thea's running around like a lunatic, being extra loud. There's cooking going on in the kitchen. There's people chatting. You know, the wine gets opened at like 11 o'clock in the morning. Everybody starts having a little drink. It is absolutely madness. And for my dogs, they don't like it very much. Brenna especially, because she's quite a crazy, anxious dog. So she has to take herself away. So she is allowed upstairs, where she goes and hides in the bedroom. Bray is probably, she's a bit more laid back, but even by the end of the day, when you know it's been a full day of complete and utter craziness, Bray will take herself off and want to go hiding as well. Taryn, she's pretty much the same as Bray. She's all right for a bit, but then it's like, no, I want to be out of here. So it's quite nice when we come home on an evening on Christmas Day, so we can chill for a bit. So here's some tips about how to help your dog with Christmas Day and the whole kind of festive period. If anybody's got any questions, by the way, just fire them up and I will try and answer them as we go. So routine, it's like dogs really thrive on routine, just like kids do. So try to keep a routine as much as possible. You know, kind of feed them around about the same time as you normally would. Still take them for walks and stuff. Like, I don't know about you, but I quite like going for a walk on a Christmas Day. It's quite nice to get out and about, and you know, it'll help your dogs as well. Try going somewhere a bit different, so it's a bit more exciting, so it tires their brain out a little bit by all the new sort of smells and things to do. Get your Kongs and stuff ready for Christmas Day. Like, if you've got a dog that needs to take itself off somewhere and chill out a little bit, get your Kongs sort of ready in advance, pop them in the freezer, so when the madness is all going on and your dogs sort of want to disappear off, you can go and put them somewhere a bit quieter, and they've got their Kong, or you know, any kind of enrichment toy where they can just sit and chew on that and sort of relax a little bit with that. So like visitors coming to your house as well. Like, not everybody likes dogs and not everybody understands dogs as well. And some people like dogs a little bit too much and they can actually be doing them more harm than good. So like feeding them when they shouldn't be fed. Like, Taryn was never ever a greedy dog until somebody started feeding her off their plate. It was an ex-boyfriend's dad. He was a complete dick, and even though I'd asked him not to feed her, he would sit there with his plate and feed her meat off the plate. And she is just brazenly greedy now. She'll just stand and stare at your plate, whereas before she used to be so good and never bother. So it's ruined it. It doesn't matter how much training I've done since then. Like, she still, if she sees me with a plate of food, or Thea's worse because Thea's more likely to drop stuff, she's there. So if you don't want all your training that you've done with your dog absolutely ruined, lay some ground rules down for your relatives who are visiting. You know, if your dog's allowed on the furniture, warn your guests that is it. The dog is allowed. So don't let anybody go, oh my god, the dog's on the furniture. If that dog's allowed on your furniture, if you're in your home, of course. I mean, if you go into somebody else's home, don't be rude and just start like letting your dog do whatever you want, because you probably won't get invited back. But yeah, just try and keep everything as normal as possible. Warn all your guests about how things go and what the rules are and stuff, and just have somewhere for your dog to go as well. Like I say, because I go to my dad's, it's not our home space, but they're, you know, they know my dad's, and they know that the upstairs is quieter, and that's where they go. And I take the Kongs and stuff, and they can go and sit up there with a bowl of water with their beds, and just kind of munch on a Kong or whatever bone or whatever I've taken for them, and that helps them sort of chill out a little bit and keep away from the madness. And because it's a time of much wine and much food, there's a lot more food around that is possibly very toxic to dogs. Again, so let your guests know about, if they don't already know, about things like grapes and raisins are very toxic to dogs. Chocolate, of course, being another one. And, you know, Christmas, if it's anything like my house and my family, there's just chocolate like everywhere. So try and keep that out of the way. And there was one Christmas, me and an ex had gone to my dad's for Christmas, and he'd brought a load of food for the afternoon, for the tea, like, because apparently a full Christmas dinner is just like, it's not filling enough. We needed more stuff to eat on the afternoon. And on the top of the bag, he'd left a big chunk of cheese, like spicy cheese as well, and Brenna actually nicked it out of there and ate half of it. Don't know how she didn't have the shits after that, because it was spicy cheese. But yeah, so we made the mistake of leaving the food lying around. Now Brenna is an opportunist. She will take the opportunity to go and nick food if it's available. And because it was Christmas, and because the routine was out of whack, and you know there was wine flowing and God knows what else, we left it where she got it, where she could get it, and she gone and ate half a block of spicy Mexican cheese. So yeah, try not to leave the food lying around. But again, like, give the dogs somewhere where they can go out the way, and you know, make sure that the things like that aren't going to be in the way for them to get. Like, they can't eat stuff if it's not within their reach, and you know, if you put on all the precautions. So basically, it's just being mindful that your dog has absolutely no clue what Christmas is. Your dog has absolutely no clue why there's suddenly a tree in the house and loads of decorations and tinsel everywhere, and you know, it doesn't know why suddenly all these strange people that the dog's maybe never met before is coming to the house. Your dog hasn't got to understand. And I mean, if you've got a veteran dog, they probably will know as the years go by, like, oh, it's this time of year again. So they might be a little more chill about it, but just imagine that you've rescued a dog and it's the first Christmas with you. You don't know what kind of Christmas that dog's had before, whether or not things are familiar or not familiar. So just please be aware that your dog might be freaking out. Brenna, bless her, she just pants and paces and walks around in circles, and she just hates it so much. If I could, I'd leave her at home all day, but then I worry about her being by herself all day, because you know, I'm out sort of quite a long time. So yeah, just look after your dogs this Christmas, guys. My friend Suzanne has actually wrote quite a good blog on this. It saves me having to write a blog, which I was thinking about doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it in the comments here, and you can go and have a read, because she's kind of gone into more detail about these points, and just there's stuff in there that I'm forgetting to mention, but she's a dog trainer up in Edinburgh, and she's made some good points about this, so I'll link it in for you to have a read of. But if there's no questions, I will wrap this up so I can go and get out of this hideously uncomfortable and itchy elf outfit. I did have a very unsexy elf hat that went with it, but I bought this for a drunken night out in Buxton last year, and I lost the elf hat. I think I was probably sick on it, which was a fun time because I'd got very, very drunk. Unintentionally, but unbeknownst to me, I had kidney infection, so it was not pleasant. So the elf hat is gone, so I'm going to go and get out of this jingly jangly elf costume and get into something more comfortable, so where I can drink my wine and watch Christmas movies on the TV. So thank you for joining me, those who have been on. I hope you've got some use out of it. Give it a like, give it a share if you like. And I will post some links up for blogs and stuff which might be interesting reading for you guys. Well, Merry Christmas, folks. I'm sure I'll be back on with more videos before Christmas, but it's been fun doing these 12 days of Christmas, and I hope you've all enjoyed my crap singing. I know the dogs have. So I will catch you later, guys, and enjoy your weekend. Oh, me and Thea are going to see Santa tomorrow, so I'm like super excited. We're going on the Tanfield Express, so I'm very surprised she's gone to sleep tonight because it's like Santa time tomorrow. Right, well, thanks very much, guys, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.